Hey, what's up, everybody? Mogia Monster here, and welcome to WTF Live. It is Tuesday night. I'm so glad to see everybody in chat. Wow, I don't even know how many are in there yet, but I want to say hi to everybody tonight. Geez, where do I start? I'm going to miss some of you guys. Don't get offended. Patrick, Sandra, Megan, Murray, Paul. What's up? It's so good to see you guys. As you guys know, I have a excellent guest tonight. I've been looking forward to talking to her for a while. I've got some questions, and I'm sure you guys do too. Tonight we have Kristi Sci, or she goes as Kristi Sci-Fi now, or did, or I don't know what she's going by. I see Kristi Sci-Fi, so that's what we're going to go with. Yeah, Michael Rice, what's going on? Toaster Beth the 8th. Hi, Megan. I know you're going to have some good stuff for us tonight. But yeah, enough of this. Rooted, what's going on, man? Zach, good to see you. I'm sure Cashew's in here. There you are. Stephanie Perez, hey, what's up? Andrew, good to see you. All right, guys. Got to put these damn things on. So yeah, without further ado, I will bring on Kristi Sci-Fi. What's up, Kristi?
Hello, Mog. How you doing, sweetheart?
I'm doing great. Welcome to WTF, or Why the Fascination. So glad to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. So, I guess, we had talked earlier, and I said, the show's Why the Fascination. So, what is it that got you into, Bigfoot research and, got you where you are today? Like, how did this start?
Well, it started, we could start, and I'm not going to make it boring for anybody. I'm going to go from point A to Z. Just like most people, we find something when we're little. We find something that we grasp onto. So when I was young, of course, we had drive-in movie theaters. And that's what we did is a fun time. So The Legend of Boggy Creek came on, and my dad and my whole family, we wound up going to watch it. Next thing you know, I see this thing on TV, and on the screen, and I'm going, what is that? My dad says that's what the movie's about. It's about a creature lurking around people. And I was like, okay. So that became a fascination with me throughout the years of growing up. And I like sci-fi stuff. I used to watch Godzilla. Who didn't? From scary movies, from The Fog to The Thing, and then as time got on, I actually went to the library at school and started researching Bigfoot because we had a couple of books, and I would check them books out every so often and just read about it. And I actually did a project on Bigfoot. And after that, the shows came on, In the Search of, Monster Quest, all those good old stories, And that's where I'm at today, It's been something.
That's awesome. So, tell us about some of your research that you do. I know you get out there. You've been out there with Bigfoot Explorer.
Yeah, Scott Owens, Bigfoot Explorer. That's who I first started off with. Actually, before him, I was in chat room and talking to people, and then I actually looked on Facebook. I said, I wonder if there's anybody down here that's interested in going in the woods. Well, Scott came up, and he was 10 minutes away from here, and
wow.
We actually went and scouted out an area that actually had somebody who had an encounter with one. So we decided we was going to go, and he asked the guy first if it was okay, and the guy said yes, because we didn't want to invade in people's territories, So we went out there, and the first time we stepped foot out there, I seen the signs. And at this time, I didn't know what was going on. I seen an X, and I said, Scott, there's an X over there. He's like, yeah, that's pretty weird. So then we walked back, and then I found a footprint. And he's, Scott, if you knew Scott, he's got to debunk everything. So, oh, that's a boot. No, dude, that's not a boot print. That thing is way too big to be a boot print. So on the second go round, we did a video on our first expedition that we had went for the day. And we had walked out there, and we walked up to the X, and then I found some glyphs on the ground, and we found a couple more footprints that, of course, like I said, he had to debunk. But the thing that got me the most is when we walked up to the X, they had a stick shoved into the ground, and he says, "Well, go touch it." I'm like, "I'm not touching that." So he's like, "Oh, we need to." I'm like, "I wouldn't touch that if I was you." Well, next thing you know, as soon as he put his hand on that stick and did that, not but 2 seconds later, you hear crack. He looked at me. He says, "Did you hear that?" And I'm like, yeah. Excuse my dog, y'all. I'm sorry about that.
No worries.
He's like, "Did you hear that?" And I'm like, "Yes, I heard that." He says, "Well, the wind was picking up." No. Scott, come on, dude. So we walking around, he's videotaping, and we're seeing different things. But at the end of the video, I had learned a few I think it was Choctaw words that they used to say, "Hey, hello," which is Nahalio, and you can say Oseo or Oseo, or as D in the Woods. I can't remember exactly what she says to hers. My mind went blank on that one. Okihana. So I'm out there yelling out these words and screaming them, and then I come back again and I say Napisu Esteema, which means a friend of Sasquatch, which I don't like calling him Bigfoot. I mean, that's kind of, I don't know.
Generic.
Yeah, generic. So Sasquatch, Sukalu, Sitonga, but my favorite one is Sukalu, Tasalkalu. But anyway, I hollered those out. You hear a few minutes later, whack. I looked at Scott and I'm like, "Yeah, did you hear that?" "Yeah." Well, of course, with him, the wind's picking up again. I'm like, "Okay." All right, Scott, the wind's picking up. So that was the first video that we ever done.
Oh, wow.
So that's where it all began.
Right on.
So how you like that?
No, I think that's great that, you got out there and you found the X and you found the footsteps and, the footprints, I should say. That's awesome. I don't know if somebody addressed you this question recently, but I've heard this question recently asked, and I had thought about it, and then somebody asked it, so I was glad they asked it. Do you feel that being a woman, researcher is a benefit over a man because, you hear a lot of stories of Sasquatch being attracted to women?
I think it's a little the women's percentage is a little bit higher because they feel that women are not a threat like a man is,
Mm-hmm.
It's not because of the persona of the person, because they also feel you. They know you when you step out in the woods. They know what your intent is. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so when they see a woman, they're like, "Oh, okay, woman." But when they see a man and they see more men hunting, and this is my observation and my opinion, because everybody has their opinions, but that's what I think of to that extent. I think women have a little bit more leeway with it, and they seem to follow more with women around,
No, it makes sense. So we've got so many people in chat. Jesus, there's 76 in chat already. Wow.
Well, I want to say hello to everybody. I mean, I can see the chat here, but I don't want to have my eyes
Yeah, I know. I'm doing the same thing, but I have no choice. I still want to say hi to some other people out there. Nada, what's happening? Pappy Two Bears, howdy.
Gordo.
Yeah. Last of the Wilds, great to see you, man. Glad you can make it.
Ooh, one of my favorite, Ruger
Big
Ridge.
Dave Ruger's here. Yes.
Yeah.
Arizona Squatch, what's going on, Kev?
Murray.
The Squatching Cowboy. Hey, thanks for subscribing, man.
That's Joe. I love him. He's a good dude.
Right on. Nice to meet you, Joe. Johnny Half, Scotty B. Right on. Mike's talking to
Somebody said I had
J&K
better hair than you.
What's that?
Somebody said I had better hair than you.
You do.
What's up, Isaac?
Jenny Metz, what's going on? And Sandra Pink videos. So yeah, if you guys have questions, feel free to ask. Just please put them in caps, so we can get them addressed, and I'll see them, because otherwise I'm reading everything. Some conversations I don't need to read. This is a pants off show. Yeah, why not? You can take your pants off.
Why not? Take off the hair. Huh?
Kevin Jeffrey. Oh, yes, Kevin. Kevin said you weren't sure if you're going to make it, and you finally came back to the Squatching community. Like I said earlier, dude, it's not just Sasquatch. It's, paranormal and UFOs and whatever. If you got it, bring it. Yeah, we'll tackle anything.
I'm telling you, huh?
So, where did I put my list? I actually wrote some questions down, or just some. So, we had talked earlier, and I know you believe that Sasquatch has special attributes.
Yes.
Or gifts. Do you want to talk about that?
Well, most people, like I was telling you, I think that there's different levels of encounters. There's the footprints, there's the visual, the smell, and the hearing. But there's the flesh and blood, there's the sightings of them, and then there's the ability to think that there's portals, and the mind speak.
I believe in that.
I believe in it too. I mean, I'm not going to discredit anybody who has had an encounter with that, Sure. I just think they're a different being, I call them forest people, that's how I refer to them. I don't like I said, I don't like Bigfoot. I just, sure. Not my neck.
Actually, Arizona Squatch, in his research area, he refers to them as the people.
The people. That's what they like to be called, the people. Somebody had asked the question, Zodiac Nation.
Okay.
Pretty good eye, huh? I see a couple questions.
Mogs, did you ever find your mouse? Yeah, it was weird. I was screwing around with dual monitors, and I had the mouse, the cursor on this computer, and then all of a sudden it disappeared, and I looked over and it was on the other monitor. I didn't know what to do. So I ended up just shutting down the other monitor and stuff, but it was just weird. It went away. I had to thank God I have a touch screen.
Somebody's trying to figure out where I'm from. I'm from Louisiana. I'm from down south.
Paul says, Mogs, got to get Kristi a bandana.
Ooh, yeah, that would be cool.
Oh, you wouldn't be the first one to wear one.
Now, I know, wait, I said Zodiac Nation asked me, have I had an encounter? Well, I can tell you this. I had went on a meet and greet out in Falk, Arkansas. I met Lady in the Woods, Dee Sims, and a couple other people who I became good friends with. I I had went up on a Saturday and stayed the night. I mean, they was up there since Thursday, which I couldn't because I had so many days left of vacation, and I had to shift it to next week because I was going on an expedition with Bigfoot Explorer. So I had to prioritize those vacation days.
Sure.
So I drove all the way up there. It's 6 hours for me to drive, and it was fun. And I get up and, everybody's having a blast, and it's about 1:30 in the morning, and we are getting ready for bed. I go in the tent and had a lantern. I didn't know how to turn it off, so I just left it at the foot of the tent. And Pat, which is one of my good friends, she was in a tent behind us. So as I laid down, I was just listening to the crickets and everything, and I hear something crunch, crunch, crunch. I said, ooh, we got something outside. So I stayed still, didn't move. I wasn't scared. I was just laying there, just looking, seeing if I could see any shadows by the tent. Now, the only thing I didn't want it to do was press in on the tent, trying to touch my face, So, but Pat actually got to see a shadow move up close to the tent and then back away, then move up to the tent and then back away. And it came a little bit closer, and she was actually able to see the cone-shaped head.
Wow. So
the next morning when I got up and I'm sitting in a tent, I took 2 pictures of me in the tent, rise and shine. I survived the night of a Sasquatch walking around the tent, and I get up and everybody's drinking coffee. So I go outside. Well, I felt this feeling of something watching me. So I got my phone in my hand and I'm looking, and as I'm scanning, I caught this face. I said, oh, I see you. Click, 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 click. About 4 or 5 pictures. And I think I sent you the picture.
You did. And
he was just standing there just watching. I'm like, I see you. I know what you're doing. You can't hide from me. So that was my first visual encounter of seeing one. That's how that began, Zodiac Nation. That's what I seen on that meet and greet. And then, of course, me and Pat actually found a footprint because there's a pier that you can walk on, and it brings you out into the swamp. And I seen a footprint down at the bottom, and she's like, yeah, look at that size of that footprint. But I couldn't get down there because it was, swamp water and stuff, yeah. And then that place was kind of nasty a little bit because they had trash everywhere,
Sure. I know I was... Arizona Squatch. I know he just left or he was leaving, but he asked, what was your most special encounter?
The most special encounter, let's see. That's kind of hard to choose. Trying to think. Well, I could tell you this. We had went out on a little expedition this past June. Well, the tracker, Patrick Vaughn, that was part of Bigfoot Explorer, good tracker, good person, just like Scott, He is hypoglycemic like me, so we need to have sugar or peanut butter with us whenever we're dropping down. So he's like, I have got to walk back to the truck. Now, considering this was 120 yards away from the campsite. So we decided to walk back and, go get him peanut butter because I brought some bread and peanut butter and I left it in the truck because we didn't want to carry all that stuff back to the back. Well, we heard something walking, and every time I was with them, we've always heard something paralleling us. And then I'll get into that with the other expeditions as well. Well, It was a she. That's what I sensed. I knew it was a female. And she followed us all the way back to the truck, and Patrick's like, yeah, she's like 40 yards away. And I'm like, okay, she ain't doing nothing. I'm not getting any bad vibes, so eat your sandwich and let's just get back to camp. So as soon as we walked back, Scott had heard something down below, and he thought it was Patrick, and it wasn't him. So as soon as we got back to camp, you could hear. So I said, okay, she's just checking us out, Well, the next morning, I was sitting up, smoking a cigarette, drinking a cup of coffee, and I could see a little face by the tree. Click. Took a picture. I'll have to send you that too.
Right on.
So, and it was a sweet feeling. And that's why I like going to that place, because something drew us to that area,
Sure.
So that was kind of like my favorite, because I knew she was a female and I knew she was following us,
Yeah.
And poor Patrick got scared. Not scared, but he was more concerned about her being around. He couldn't decipher whether she was bad. I said, look, she's okay. She's not going to harm us. But then again, she moved his bedroll where he has his thing. She moved it, and he was pretty much kind of on edge that night. So I said, don't worry about it. She's not going to do nothing. So that was my favorite part of that trip,
Right on. Nada wants to know, what is the connection between UFOs and Bigfoot?
I have come across this question a few times. I don't think Bigfoot or UFOs. I mean, aliens. I don't believe that they're connected with them. I think they are like us. They try to run from them because they want to zap them up. People have stories about them. Oh, I seen a UFO, and here comes a beam of light, and here comes out this big burly thing.
Sure.
I think that they're like us. They're abducted and tested and then brought back. That's my opinion and my theory.
Yeah, I definitely think there's a connection. I'm not sure what it is, but there's been too many stories, and I listened to a few today actually, involving UFOs and Bigfoot, Sasquatch.
Yeah, I don't think they have. They're not. Mm-mm.
But no, they could be. You could be exactly right. They're getting probed just like us.
Yeah, exactly. That's why they stand well hidden.
That's why they're so grumpy. Okay, Lockbeard said the Choctaw word for them is Oklachito, meaning big people.
Yes, that's Choctaw, but Cherokee is Tsalkaloo, Sukaloo.
Right now.
And that's what I like to call them, Sukaloo.
Let's see, I went way back, and so I'm scrolling.
Well, that's okay. I like all the questions. I appreciate it. And thanks to everybody who's asking questions.
This is more a photography question, I guess. Would any researchers try using a filter / effect that enhances visuals that we can't see with the naked eye? Example, black and white.
Well, I do that with my phone. When I take pictures out in the woods, because I also have a gift of seeing things too. A lot of people come up with, oh, that's a blob squatch, or that's pareidolia. Okay, I can't stand that word. It's like, it reminds me of like a fungus. Oh, I have pareidolia, Let me ask you a question. Pareidolia can form a face, but pareidolia cannot form eyeballs.
True.
And a lot of people will have videos, and as I'm watching the videos, and you had a very special guest last week, which I missed. I could kick myself in the butt for. You had Duke.
Yeah, he said he was going to be here tonight. I don't know if I saw him yet.
I don't know. He said he told me he was coming. But I love Duke, but I had ran through his video and I had seen something and I screenshotted it and I did the visual with the black and white and I did all that stuff. And like, if you're from a far off distance, the face of them is blurry. You're not going to get any better than what you can, and you even try to enhance it. I mean, I have tons of enhancements on my phone that I've taken pictures of the woods, and I've seen the eyes and just looking, you know? So I'm like, yeah, that's pareidolia.
Yeah,
you know?
No, it's not gonna, well, no, you do have the gift of sight, you know, and amongst other things.
Well, what we talked about, yes, I have a lot more than that.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, but it's hard to take a picture. I mean, maybe 1% you might get a good one, you know?
Sure.
Maybe, you know?
So who else popped in? TFV, what's going on? Great to see you. Miss Real Dill. Welcome.
Oh, yeah.
Martha Turner, hi.
What's up, Martha?
Seen you in a while.
I met her at the meet and greet with Dee. She's very,
right
very sweet.
Right on. We're friends on Facebook.
Oh, wait. Actually, the tracker is in here. What's up, tracker punk?
Oh, Patrick?
Yes.
Super Sleuth, what's going on? All right, I'm just blowing through, checking. Here, Jenny Metz wants to know, Kristi, have you had anything follow you home?
In the suburbs?
Besides some drunk.
Good question. Maybe so. Maybe so. I have to send pictures.
Right on.
And somebody asked,
hey, what's up, Duke?
Oh, he's in the house. What's up, Duke? Kudos to my friend. Somebody asked a question about Mr. Lee 3PO. Kristi,
Mr. Lee 3PO, yeah.
Yeah, 3PO, I'm sorry. Kristi, have you ever seen an orb? Yes, I have seen many. I have a video right here in front of my house. My ring, we got one of those ring cameras.
Sure. And
it went off. And I was actually at my mom and dad's house. And my dad says, "What you looking at?" I said, I'm looking, something triggered the camera to come on. Well, a car passes, and about 3 seconds later, there's an orb that comes out the top, and it goes like this and disappears. Then I got a picture of a purple orb in my backyard, and it was like a round purple circle. And then by my mom and dad's house, and this is going to sound strange to people, you know, like I said, there's...
You realize where we are, right?
Well, I know that. I know that. But there, like I said, there's different levels of seeing Sasquatch. And I told you this before when we was talking earlier. I said it's up to their discretion who they pick and choose of who they want to interact with. You know, a lot of people want to be gung-ho about going in the woods. Well, yeah, I'm going after a squatch. Well, guess what? You ain't going to see one. You might see signs. But you have to be one with nature. You have to have respect. You have to have an open mind and an open heart to be able to get to that level.
Sure.
You know, because another thing that people don't fail to mention is they trust. It's a trust thing.
Well,
but
trust is earned.
But this is another weird thing that's happened by my dad's house. I was sitting out, my dad was smoking a cigarette, we talking, and I just got this weird, like, zapping. So I turn around and I look. I see a circle, a complete big circle of orbs, clear orbs in a circle. And I'm going, the hell is that? Are you serious?
How far away from you?
Probably about 20 yards. And it was a big circle. It was right like in the middle of the street. So I'm going, okay, what is going on here? That was one of the weird experiences by my dad's house. So, yeah.
Did it just disappear, or I mean, where did?
No, it was there. It stayed there for like probably about 20 minutes. And,
Really?
and I told my dad, I said, Dad, do you see that? And he's like, no, Kristi, I don't have my glasses on. I can't see. I'm like, oh, great.
Go find them.
Cool. I'm the only one that could see it. Now I'm a nutcase.
Who else? Carl, what's up, buddy? LA Swamp Ape just showed up.
Hey, what's up, Carl? We interviewing him.
Pammy, hold on, I gotta. That's my sister, Pammy. What's up?
Hello, Pammy.
Good to see you. Welcome. That's so cool. Yeah, I know. She just subscribed. She's never seen my show.
Oh, she hasn't?
Maybe she has. I don't know.
That's cool.
Who else just showed? Oh, Wonder Woman. What's up, Kathy? Pretty sure I saw that. If I didn't. Oh, Mark's here. Sawdust Beast. What's going on, man?
What's up? He's got a good show, too.
Josh. Oh, he has a great show. I love his show.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I like their approach to it, and you know, they have great sense of humor. So yeah, we're friends. You know, they've been on here before, and I don't think I did. I went on their show recently. They were doing I was helping them out with just a test with StreamYard, and yeah,
StreamYard is not hard.
They're really cool people.
StreamYard is not hard once you get the hang of it, you know.
Yeah, there's things that they figured out in 10 minutes, and I still haven't figured out in 6 months.
So I'll tell you about. Let me go back to the expeditions.
Okay.
With Patrick and Scott. We have, like, I'm trying to think. The best expedition, I believe, was up in Arkansas. They also had a festival going on. So we was going to try to make both, because these people asked us to come up to their property and investigate, because they believed they had squats on their property. So we wound up going up there, and we was going to camp at the park where I had my first visual. And these people said, no, y'all can come stay in a hunting camp. Very nice, very beautiful land. So, your mic is on mute. There you go.
I didn't want to be rude. And
that's okay. That don't bother me. So we did some, we found, let's see, we did an experiment with light sound where we dig a hole, put a radio in it with flashlights, and, put a camera, and hopefully it would draw them in. But we all know that Sasquatch don't like cameras,
Sure.
We know that. But it's just trying to be foolproof to see if they would do it, to see if they go, oh, what is that in that hole, But the experience that I had out there, that was incredible. We were sitting on the levee in the darkness. We did a few yells. We did a few screams. We heard something that sounded like a coy wolf, but he was imitating And Patrick has a good voice of throwing. I mean, he's good at yells. You know, he sounded just like, yeah, he sounds like a good wolf. Ooh. Well, this was going on, I happened to see Ishon. I was excited. And like, I'm tapping Patrick. There's Ishon. There's Ishon. And he's like, where? Well, Scott, love Scott. Oh, that's a light. No, Scott, that's not a light. You know, debunking, which is cool, you know. So Patrick turned around and he saw him. Now, when I looked at him, they were cashew shaped. They were about a foot across, and they were amber in color. So, as we journeyed on down the levee some more, and then we came back, and then we came down the levee, and in the same patch of woods, because we did a complete horseshoe to come back around to the camp, I believe it was the same one, Patrick and his friend Shorty saw a red eye shine. So it came from amber to red. I believe, like I said, it was the same one. So it must have got mad at us because we was tromping on territory that they didn't want us in.
And they saw the eye shine when it was with a flashlight?
Scott had his camera on, and yes, I believe so. I think people were saying that it throws off the IR light.
Yeah, I think different lighting sources, depending on the light itself, will change the color. I've heard this. The color of the eyes will appear differently, the reflection.
I've even heard stories where there was no light shining and their eyes did light up.
I've heard that too. A lot of that. Recently, I've heard that. Self-illuminating.
Yes. In fact, I have a friend that had saw eye shine that looked like light bulbs. It was like, she said it was like light bulbs. I was like, ooh, I'm coming to your place.
I heard that one too, actually. It's probably the same friend.
Probably so. So then we found like, I was...
Keep going. I don't know what I just did.
I don't know. You made you look darker. Now you look whiter.
Yeah, no, I pushed the wrong button again. Happens all the time.
So we found an area where it was like an ambush set up. How the trees, they look like what you call those? My brain again is on a blank. When the wind blows. You see, your mind's at a blank too.
Yeah.
The weed. What do they call those things? Somebody help me here.
Willows.
No. It's like they roll in the wind.
Tumbleweeds.
Tumbleweed, yes. It was like a cluster.
I should know that.
Yeah, no, exactly, right? Well, it looked like a cluster of tumbleweeds, but they were turned upside down with the roots sticking straight up, and it made like a line. And then, like, up on top of a ridge, they had like branches, covering it. So it's like maybe it was like a watch out point. I mean, I don't know,
Sure. It could have been a hunting blind.
Yes. That's what I think it is. So that was with that experience. And then this happened in another area. We rented a camp, and it was 4 fun-filled days of camping and squatching and having a good old time. We was out one night and we did some knocks. We got some knocks back. We had some hollers, but this one was freaky. We put a tent out there. We put some lights around the tent, and we all climbed into this tent, okay? Patrick's not a small guy. Scott is not a small guy. I'm a little bitty thing with a school bag on my back. I'm crunched up in the side of the tent, hoping that nothing grabs me. Patrick's laying down, clacking the sticks, and now poor Patrick had to cut the screen so Scott could look out, right? So we out there, we clacking and doing all this. Well, we decided to get out the tent, right? I said, yeah, I felt like a Oreo cookie being crunched up in there, you know? Or like a sandwich, a Subway sandwich. I was the freaking piece of lettuce, you know? So once we get out the tent, we're standing in a spot that we cleared to where we don't make no crunching noises. Well, Patrick does a yell, and then I do a yell, and I believe he did a whoop, and then I did a whoop, and then he went rah like that, and we heard, I think it was maybe 40 to 50 yards away, we heard bah, bah, bah. I looked at Scott, I looked at Patrick looked at me, and Scott says, "Did you hear that?" I said, "I'm just standing there. I'm not saying a word." And Patrick says, "That was a Bigfoot." And I'm going, whoa. That was exciting. I mean, believe me, when you're in an area where you really don't know and you have something doing that to you, it's gonna have you, like me, I'm not scared. It's just the edge of it. It's like watching a sci-fi movie, you know?
There's got to be a pucker factor.
I have that when I think which I'll tell you about something that happened to me this past Sunday, but that was like a pucker factor. You know, pucker up, baby. So anyway, but that was to the extent of that one. Now, on the same expedition with it scoffing at us, we had a recorder out. We set it out by the tree, and you know, we're thinking we're gonna come back and we're gonna have this on video. I mean, recording, and people are gonna be like, "This is the first time they heard a scoff." Well, guess what? The freaking recorder malfunctioned, and I believe he did that on purpose.
Maybe.
I believe he did. So, but in the same scenario, we get back to the camp, and I know, Patrick, you're gonna love me for saying this. I love you to death. We gave him the key to hold to get into camp. Well, guess what? He lost the key. We couldn't get into camp. So we called the guy. He comes to the camp. He's got a whole set of keys. He's trying to unlock it. Well, guess what? He don't have an extra key. I'm like, oh, no. My stuff is inside the bed, the nice warm bed, because it was cold. I was freezing. I wanted to take a hot shower and get me a Coke. I wanted a snack. So Kristi Sci is going to find a will and a way to get in this place. And I walked around that camp and I looked at that air condition. They had a small one by the bed where I was sleeping at. I said, I wonder if he locked it. Most people don't lock their windows with the air conditioner on it. So guess what? They lifted up the window, but they had about that much room. They took that air conditioner out. Now, Scott, in the meantime, is running to go get his camera because he wanted to videotape me climbing through the window. I'm like, oh, hell no. You're not doing it. No, you're not doing it. So, I hurried up and jumped through, and I closed the window, and something in my mind said, Kristi, lock that window, close those blinds, and put something up over that window. I listened to it. I locked the windows, I closed the blinds, and I put a towel over that window. Well, later on that night, now we was there for 3 nights. We ain't heard nothing in the camp. Pure quietness, bliss, you know, just laying there listening. You can hear crickets outside. Well, I hear this by that window. Scott heard it. He goes, what the hell is that? I'm like, I have no clue. I'm like, Patrick, do you hear that? He's snoring away. He was sleeping, poor thing. So Scott says, that's a rat. I said, buddy, that is not a rat.
It's a big
Heard it
rat.
again. Then I heard the hand drag across the back of the camp. Well, guess what? I got up that morning. I said, Patrick, let's go look and see if they have footprints by the camp on the backside where we was at. Well, guess what? I found 3 prints.
How big were they?
I believe 14 inches.
Okay.
14 inches. But another thing we did was the same trip. We went to this area that had the pond. And we did an experiment there. We did the firelight, which we built a fire. And we were clacking sticks and knocking. Well, me and Patrick heard something step onto the road. And Patrick pushed me back behind him. And that caused an alarm for me. But I wasn't getting bad vibes from it, but it was kind of more of a curiosity from him. Not Scott, not Patrick, from the being.
Mm-hmm.
But it was scary on that note. So he pulled me behind him and said, you hear it, it's on the gravel. Yeah, I heard that. I heard it like you did, kick a rock, right? Yeah. So, yeah, we're going to back away a little bit. So Patrick had a gun. And I had my gun, but I didn't draw it because I don't believe in shooting them. You know, I carry my gun for other purposes, not to harm them, but to protect myself from, you know, what else is out there.
Sure.
But he drew his weapon and it backed away, and we heard it, tum, 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 you know. And I also got a thermal picture because I got a little FLIR that goes on my phone, and I'm out there videotaping and taking pictures, and I actually caught. It looks like something was looking out. You could see like a face. I would show it, but my phone died. I'm sorry, everybody, and I can't see the chat room. I'm sorry.
Aside from somebody asked this earlier, and I apologize, I don't know who asked it. Aside from Bigfoot, have you experienced any other cryptids?
No, I haven't, because I don't want to experience them. I'm not interested in
Dogman.
Maybe Dogman a little bit. I mean, we've actually had an encounter. That somebody, I was trying to find the area. It was a man that had seen one when he was a young man. He actually seen a Dogman. So, but as far as anything else goes, yes, I have seen UFO. I have seen ghosts. Yes, I've had multiple experiences with that. My whole family, actually. Yeah. You know, and that's what I was getting into with you, you know. But
yeah,
no.
That's fascinating.
I love Bigfoot. Bigfoot is my favorite cryptid.
Yeah, mine too. I know ghosts exist, so I'm not interested in researching ghosts or ghost hunting. It's funny.
No, because there's too, and kudos to the people who want to research everything else that's out there. But like I always say, if you put yourself in that predicament where you go ghost hunting, you go fooling with other cryptids that nobody really knows about, and of course nobody's an expert in anything of this nature.
True. But
you're going to come across something that's going to be negative. And like I told you, I'm not about the negative stuff. So As far as Sasquatch goes, it's always been, except for the scoffing, and we also had a growl that we caught on video. You could hear. Yeah. So
I got to apologize to a lot of people. I'm missing a ton of questions. I'm scrolling back to get to them.
Yeah, I want to charge my phone again. Give me a second. Let me plug it in.
Take your time.
I'm sorry, everybody, because I want to see. Hold on a second. I don't mean to do that. Let me plug this phone back in so I can get up in there.
So yeah, if you guys first of all, let me just say hi to my son Christopher. What's up, buddy? Great to see you. It's like a family reunion in here. I see. Hi, yeah, Pammy. I'm like, what the fuck? Right on. I'm glad you guys are here. That's awesome. Um, yeah,
Okay.
I was just saying how it's like a family reunion. My son is in chat as well.
Oh, cool. Hi to your son,
That's Christopher.
Christopher.
Um,
Okay. So, but another thing that we have found, and I always show it on the thing, during that area where we had the firelight and Patrick pushed me behind him, we had discovered footprints. Patrick found the first footprint, and it was actually in the mud and water. So I said, well, I'm going to go look around and see if I can find anything else. Well, I came across a footprint, and I called, Patrick, Patrick, come see, come see. Well, he's like, yeah, that's a good print. So I wanted to be able to, put the stuff in it and bring the print home. So that's what we did. And I believe this is, I think, 14 and a half inches. I'm telling you, my mind's at a blank tonight. And that's the footprint.
that's
And you can
awesome.
see the mid-dermal break in it.
Mid-tarsal,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah, mid-tarsal break. Yep.
That's awesome. Mark Newbill just showed us when he was on last. He had a track when they had their meet and greet. Somebody had found a track line and they got castings, and
Yeah.
he brought it on to one of the shows. It was really cool, and it's yeah, I'm just fascinated with all this too. I mean, I got hooked. But
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's like a drug.
thank you,
It's
Sasquatch Chronicles, because they got me hooked. And here I am now.
Well, I
It's
started off listening to Duke's channel. I love Duke, so
Duke's got a great show.
his story with I know we always say it, but with Kevin and Glag, that just hit home. I love. I've actually talked to Kevin, and to have something like that happen to you is incredible. You know.
That was an incredible story. I mean, I
Yeah,
literally cried. I admit it.
I did too.
Some
I
parts of
cried
that I was
because
just like, "Holy shit! This is even if it was bullshit, it's a great story."
I
But I
cried
believe
because
it's
Kevin
true. I
passed
mean,
away.
yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, it was a sad. It was sad. And Glag is probably like, dang, you know, all these years that went by, they probably didn't. They had that connection to where they always thought about each other.
sure.
But I'm gonna tell you about what happened to me this past weekend. About 3 weeks ago, I go to this area where I used to go a long time ago when I was 18. And every time I'd go out there, they had a big shindig. For most people who don't know what a shindig is, and this is a southern thing, it's like a party where everybody hangs out, drinks, eats, barbecue, everything. So I went out there for 5 years of my life, from 18 on. And I always did feel like something was out there. So 3 weeks ago, I drove up there, and I wanted to see if my corrections were right. Well, I had found a few little structures, and I'm like, I got you nailed. So my thing is, they like honey buns, and most people feed them natural stuff, and the ones I like to leave something sweet. So I put a honey bun and a thing of donuts on a stick. And as I backed away, I took a picture. I sent you the picture. It has a face right behind that stick looking with his arm hanging over. So, okay, I'll be back. I'll come back and see y'all. I went up there this past Saturday, walked around a little bit, and they had a couple of people in the camp. I went down into the holler. Well, before all this, they had some dogs barking. And I mean, it wasn't your typical, oh, oh. I mean, it's more of a,
Vicious.
aggressive bark. Yeah, very vicious and tenacious. And something was there that they did not want. And of course, my friend has a deer feeder set up out there so where he could shoot deer or whatever. And we heard something holler, and it wasn't a typical like woman scream. It something that I cannot describe to you. It was weird, and he heard it too. And I'm like, I think I know what that is, but I'm not sure. And he's like, well, what? And I said, that ain't no damn deer. So I wound up going back down in a holler, and we heard something walking earlier, and he says, oh, that's a deer. I said, no, that's not a deer. Well, I got down in that holler. I felt boom, boom. Let me tell you what. And if anybody who's had an encounter with a Sasquatch walking, that vibration goes up in your chest. And let me tell you, I felt that, and that was some weird stuff. No doubt. Then after I heard it walking, I heard three things. It went, whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm like, hi, how you doing? So guess what? They're out there. So now it's time to expand. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take more pictures, and I'm going to try to get some videos of me walking out there looking and showing of the area, Sure. So that was my latest experience. It seems like every time I go out in the woods, I always get followed. So.
Well, I mean, I mentioned to Kristi earlier that I want to come to Louisiana just to hang out and experience, what she experiences. That would be so cool. This is weird. Now I see my other sister is in chat.
Oh, that's cool.
My sister Kim. What's up?
Oh,
Kim?
Wait. You have a sister. I have a sister named Kim. I have a sister named Kat. We all name with K's. And my daughter's name's Christine.
Right on. My sister's Christopher. My sister's Kim and Pam. They're here. Christopher is my son.
Well, hello to your family.
Yeah, I'm shocked that everybody's dope. Here.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
We got 98 in chat, man. You guys are awesome. Wow.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah, definitely. I gotta try to get some of these questions.
And I'll tell you another little story about what happened. Also, we've had we was out in another area, and I've actually had a pebble thrown at me. I said, Patrick, did you throw a rock at me? No, he was far off on the other side because we was by these big cylinder things, And Scott was looking with the camera, and he's like, "Ooh, I heard that." Now, to take it back to Arkansas, me and the landowner's wife was out looking for some arrowheads. I've never found an arrowhead. I wanted to see if I could find one.
Sure.
So we're dipping down and looking. Well, next thing you know, you hear blunk, kablunk. I looked up at her. I said, "You heard that?" She's like, "Yeah." I said, "One of them just threw a rock at us." So I picked the rock up. Somebody said, "Throw the rock back and laugh and say, ha ha, we'll play another game." So that's what I basically did. Went back into looking. Heard the thump. I said, "You heard that?" She said, "Yeah." She says, "You ready to go back?" And I think she was kind of scared. Sure. And I'm like, "Sure, no problem." But this is the funny part. So we all up at the camp, and Patrick's going to go get something to drink. Well, come to find out, he goes back inside. He says, "Do you know what just happened to me?" And we're like, What's going on?" "I got a rock thrown at me." I said, "He wants to play with you." So we go outside, and we're looking for the rocks because they had a pile of rocks that were actually pushed down. But I found a single rock that was by itself off the ground. I said, "Let me throw it." I said, "Hey, Patrick, does this what it sound like?" The thump. He's like, "That's exactly it." So he kept the rock, So that was funny. "Do you know what happened to me?"
the Squatching Cowboy wants to know, where in Louisiana do you research?
Well, I go to certain areas. I go to central Louisiana. I've been up to Arkansas. I've been to, Mississippi. And I want to expand a little bit. I lived in Texas and we lived by a reservoir. And I've always got creepy feelings driving in that area, you know? So that would be like one area that I would actually walk into, but not make it my research area. But I normally stay around the Louisiana part,
Sure.
in Mississippi, because it's close.
Sorry, I just.
Oh no, take your time.
Always go. Well, we this is kind of an ongoing running gag about dead air. Once I get looking in chat, it gets quiet.
Ooh.
Larry M wants to know: are you going to keep gifting?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Actually, I will tell you this. I have another area where I do interact with them. I actually left honey buns for them. I've actually gotten a rock from them. I've gotten a skull head from them. I've gotten a corn husk that was tied up with grass. And that's my special place that I keep that separate from everything else. I've learned a lot from being in that area. That's why I'm trying to go to a new area and try with these and see if I can work with these as well as the other ones that I work with,
So Carl says that they're thick down there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, he don't live too far from me. I think he's maybe about 45 minutes to an hour.
Yeah, that's not far.
Mm-mm.
Once again, guys, you have any questions, put them in caps and we'll get them up here and we'll get them answered. Toledo Bend, the Squatching Cowboy says, Mike Kirkpatrick, that's where he had his experience,
right?
Was in Toledo Bend. When he was camping, something approached the tent. And they heard it. They didn't see it, but yeah, that's exactly where he had his experience.
Mm-hmm.
Surprised he's not here tonight. I don't see him.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Belle. Good to see you.
Is that Belle Purple?
Yep.
What's up, Belle?
Iron Dogger. Great to see you. So glad you can make it. Andrew Finnerty. Sorry, buddy.
But I can tell you on this notion, the ones that the place where I was gifting at, they do mind speak. So, and two, like when I go in the woods, I always say a prayer and I always say something. But I'm gonna start working with it because I know some Sasquatch words. I've learned a couple.
I say a prayer before I go on every night. Whenever before a show, I smudge and then I say the Lord's Prayer and just armor up a little bit.
Yeah, but Sasquatch have words like we do, but they understand English. They speak English. I've heard them talk. They have words. Got a piece of hair sticking up. Okay, alfalfa.
I do, or you do?
No, I do. I fixed it. I'm sorry.
Could have went either way with it. So Jenny Metz wants to know, Kristi, have you ever felt afraid when Bigfoot is around?
Not all the time, not the good ones, but I have felt the one that when I said that scoffed at us, I didn't really like that, but the one that actually growled at us was when I told Patrick and them, we need to leave and we need to leave now. I have that gift of picking up things, and I have shown you, I've sent you things to show you that I could tell what people were wearing.
Sure.
I could, most other things, yeah. So that's one thing when I do go out in the woods, I feel the area. And if I don't like it, I'm not going into it.
No, I don't blame you. But it's good that you have that sense,
Yeah,
that sixth sense about that.
this is what I call it.
What do you call it?
I call it the gift.
That's perfect.
Clairvoyancy. You know, I figure things out. Like I could tell you this, and I think I've said this on another show. Um, a lot of people have like Duke, for instance. Duke finds the big boys because he's got the big boys by him. We got the puny short ones here, you know. So finding a glyph and finding a semi X on the ground is like the holy grail for us, you
Sure.
know. But when he finds something that's like,
60
ooh,
feet
that's the
tall.
almighty. That's the almighty, baby. Let me tell
Yeah.
you. And I'm fixing. I want to go up there by him. I want to go experience that with them. I'm waiting for that. You know, that's
No, he
something I
does it
want to
every
do.
year. So Martha Turner says, tell about the big guy at Falk.
I already did that.
I don't know. I didn't go that far back, did I? No, that was a
Uh,
recent question. That was okay.
yeah, I already told that, Martha. I already said about him walking around the tent and Pat seeing it. Um,
I thought
but here,
she might she might have
keep
missed it.
this. Yeah, she might have missed it. That's
Hey,
okay.
Robin, good to see you.
Keep this in mind. I had actually found some glyphs that were like stick wise, you know, like a straight stick, and it had two of them. It looked like a side. Depends on the way you look at it. It looked like an H, okay.
Okay.
And then I found an X. That's why I'm trying to get my phone charged up. So I'm at work, I'm at lunch, and I'm sitting there smoking a cigarette, and I look out the window, and I see the chemtrails. Look up, and I said, "Holy shit! I done seen that glyph in the sky." So I took both of the pictures of the X and the H. Guess what? They
They
match
line
up the
up.
same way. And my thought is that the juveniles, you know, the young ones that are learning how the kids play with the blocks and stuff and they build things,
Sure.
I'm thinking that they see this and
Mimic
they
it.
have so much intelligence, and that's what they're doing, mimicking things.
Yeah.
So that's my way.
Mr. Lee 3PO asks, have you ever been gifted by a Squatch? And you said you did. You got a stone?
Yes, I got a rock. I got a skull. I got a corn husk. It also left some kind of mulberries too. I kept the mulberries, but they fell off the stick, so I got the stick.
Good night, Ruger. Apparently, it's your birthday tonight. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Ruth.
Good to see you. Patrick Vaughn asks, what do you do to decompress after a stressful encounter?
Well, you know what we do. We normally go sit at the fire and sit and talk about what we have experienced.
He knows that, but everybody else doesn't.
Punk.
um, Kim said, I don't know what you're referring to, Kim. It's a little out of context and it's not in capitals. Do you think they're looking to mate?
Ooh, it depends on how you decipher that question. If there's a female human,
I don't know.
I don't know that question. I don't know.
Yeah. You're going to have to be more specific, Kim. Okay, let's see. Overbuilt Automotive asks, Kristi Sci-Fi, will you think about gifting Sasquatch a whoopee cushion and see if they'll play with it? You may hear poot. They're just, you got to understand my chat. I haven't even gotten to Megan Richardson's questions yet. I've got some funny people here. Would you leave a whoopee
Would I
cushion
leave a
as a
whoopee
gift?
cushion? No, because I don't want to. I don't want
You don't want no.
to. No, I might walk and fought back.
You came in a little broken up on that.
I said if I walk in the woods and leave it a whoopee cushion, and if I return back, it might fart back at me.
True that. I think that would be hysterical.
I think that's the most wretched smelling ever. Excuse me. Wind. Pooah.
So Nada said, yes, they use human to breed 100%.
I don't know. I'm not.
Oh, there's stories of it that go back hundreds of years.
Yeah, I believe that, but
These days,
I'm not.
yeah. Never know. Mike Stockton wants to know, have you ever been hit with infrasound?
No. They
Sure.
only do that. They only do that to people who are too close.
To what?
Too close.
Okay.
Too close to like family, or if you're in an area where they don't like you, they're gonna hit you with that.
Now, what about the feeling you got with the when you saw the orbs in the circle in the street? You said you kind of got this.
I kind of got this tingling feeling, like it wasn't like where I had stomach ache, headaches, throwing up. You know, it's more like a, I don't know, kind of like a weird feeling. It was like, ooh, what is that?
Okay.
You know, like
because when you had first mentioned that, that's the first thing I thought of was infrasound.
No. That was by my mom and dad's house. We've had some stuff happen over there.
Belle has a question. Which channel do you want linked? Explore or research evidence or both? Like she'll put the links in chat.
Oh, you could do both. It don't matter.
Right on. Thank you, Belle.
Thank you,
so
Belle.
much.
She's such a
Thanks
sweet
to
woman.
all my mods. They do such an amazing job. We have a kick-ass chat.
Yeah, they got good people in here. I don't know all of you, but you know, y'all good people.
They are. It's probably one of the best chats on YouTube.
Of course.
But I'm biased, so.
Well, half of the people that are in here, some of them are friends, you know, support.
Okay, here's Megan. Kristi, is that a cup of Louisiana special coon-ass squatch juice you have ingested tonight?
No, unfortunately, it was Coke. You know what I mean, Jack. Yeah, I'll give you a touch of something that I didn't like. I didn't finish my story about the thing, about the scratching. Before that thing showed up. Yeah, before that thing showed up to the window.
Sandy, I'll get back to that. Sorry, go ahead.
No, that's okay. I felt this vibration, like, but it wasn't like made me sick. It didn't make me. It was kind of like letting you know I'm here. I'm outside. You know, like a train. You know how you feel the kind of like that. That's what it felt like. And I don't think it was infrasound because, like I said, I didn't have stomach ache. I didn't have headaches. I didn't, you know, just disoriented. I just, like I said, I feel things and the emotions of things. I could feel like what I talked about with you is I could feel people that I'm connected. Like my grandmother, for instance, my grandmother actually passed away on my brother's birthday. Ooh, you froze up.
You froze up.
Oh, there you go. Am I moving now?
Yeah.
So it must be it's your Wi-Fi and ain't mine. So, ooh.
So
My grandmother died on my mother's birthday, which was July 27th of '96. My daughter was actually 2 years old. And it's a little bit on a different level than Sasquatch. Um, we have a rodeo down here called the Torpin Rodeo, and we used to go every year and go fishing and stuff like that. Well, this one year, I just, with my grandmother being in the hospital, I didn't want to go. I had this feeling. I told my dad, I said, "Look, I have to go. I got something's not right." Oh, come on. So we wound up leaving. I get a phone call early Saturday morning. Mama has passed. I was out of my mind because, I didn't know where to go, didn't know what to think. I couldn't even cry. My friend, all of our friends were having a good time. I'm just sitting back going, okay, this is not good. Well, we got home that Sunday, and when I got home Sunday night, I laid in my bed, and I actually cried. I looked up in my closet, and I seen this goldy, misty stuff, and it set off a vibe of I'm okay.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna be fine. I'm okay. The next thing you know, it shot up in my closet and disappeared. I was like, okay, that was my grandmother. Let me know that she's okay. Then 2 years later, my daughter was at some school thing because she was in Catholic school, and the way the church was set up, you had to pass. All the kids were sitting in the pews, and you have to go around in front of them. You can't walk around and to get out to the front door. Well, my daughter turned around and saw this lady sitting in the back of the pew because they were facing it. And she looked up and she says, "I know her." She waved to my daughter, and my daughter turned to look at her friend, and she says, "You see that lady waving at me?" And she was gone.
So obviously your daughter's as sensitive as well.
Yes, my mom, my dad, my brother, my 2 sisters, and my daughter.
Really, both sides of the family. Wow.
Yes. And I do have a video recently, a couple months back, my daughter had ended up under their carport, and my son-in-law had his boat an ice chest. I have to say that's wicked. The ice handle was straight up. There was no wind. There was nothing going on. The camera triggered off, and this is like past midnight. Well, you see the handle of the ice chest go down like this, and it gets to midnight, and it sits there, and then all of a sudden it snaps down. How do you explain that? Dad, the other one. My dad was at the house where I saw the circle orbs. My dad was sitting outside talking to the neighbor. He had his feet up on the back of the. Mama has a truck. She quit driving because my mom's been sick. My mom has one kidney, and people who know me that I've been going through ups and downs with her. And it's a miracle she's still here, and I'm glad she's still here.
Sure.
I mean, I wish she would be in better condition, but we have to give and take what we have.
Absolutely.
If it's her laying in the bed, talking, laughing, doing whatever, that's fine by me. But he had his leg up on the bumper of the truck. Well, guess what? The whole truck moved like something actually had on it. My dad pulled his leg off, and the neighbor was like, "What was that?" I'm like, "Oh." Now this car hasn't been started. It's like a Sasquatch sat on the front of it, and the whole thing lifted up.
Oh wow.
So, it's just not as occurrences, and these have been 30 years of different things,
So Iron Dogger just commented. She said, "Kristi's buddy on the bed is adorable. I found a couple of his cousins on the coast."
Oh, I know. He's really cute. Well, actually, this is a female photo. It's Flo. Her name's Flo. Kind of like my hair, right? Same color and wildness.
So yeah, I guess some people are having issues with the internet. it seems to have cleared up a little bit here.
It's got to be yours, not mine, because mine's working fine. I'm actually sitting next to the modem.
Nobody like said, oh, it's on this side or that side. I have no idea. It just says the lagging crap is why I hate laptops and phones.
I know.
It'll be all right.
It's all right.
Sasquatch Cowboy says it's the government.
Probably. No telling.
And then Miss Real says, Cowboy, it's always the government.
A lot of corruption.
Yeah, I don't get political.
Me either.
So what else?
Okay,
Lockbeard. Sorry, hon. Moog sounds fine. Kristi is screwy. I guess it's on your end a little bit.
Hearing aid in.
What?
Said put a hearing aid in.
Who? No. I'm fucking with you.
I love it.
Okay, Duke says bad video feed from Kristi. Vocals are coming through. Video's a little foggy, but we can hear you fine.
I'm sorry. I don't know why it's coming in foggy. It shouldn't.
Something just changed and the sound changed a little bit.
Is that better?
Looks frozen right now. Up there.
Am I frozen?
Now you're good. I don't know. It's weird. It's a little choppy, a little foggy.
I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. It's all right.
Man, my modem's running. Running fine.
Somebody said something that's possible sun flares or some shit. I don't know. I have no idea what causes it. It's fine. I'm not going to worry about it. Cell interference close to computer. Belle, thank you for posting that link for Bigfoot Explorer. Even Duke said, try moving cell phone away from the computer.
My cell phone's way over there.
Yeah, I didn't think you were using it.
No, and this is where I'm at every weekend. You know, and this is the room I'm in, so I don't normally have problems.
No, right now it's you sound good. You're just a little fuzzy on the picture.
I have no unearthly why.
Peter Birdsall says, start doing Vogue poses to be funny. Vogue. You asked for it, Peter. Yeah, it is blurry. Duke just said it's blurry. I don't know why.
I am so sorry. I mean, am I blurry to you?
Yeah. Although it's weird because, like, yeah, you're a little blurry. I don't know, but I can see the stuffed animal behind you pretty well. Oh, there you go. Whatever.
Let me move back. Is that better?
No, that's good. You look clear. Toy Airy, what's up? Yeah, I'm trying to be patient. I have no problem. What am I going to do? Complain about it? I think it's great. She's here. I'm not going to sweat it. All right. Let me go. You're fine. Don't worry about it.
I mean, now you can see me, can you?
Yeah, now I can see you. Rafaela, hi. Raphael says, yes, been blurry for a while, but sound is better. This is a good question. Bigfoot and cryptids next. Forgive me for not knowing, but how long have you been researching, and do you believe they can cloak?
I have been doing this for about 2 years now, and yes, I do believe that they can cloak. That's why most of the time you can't see them.
Because they're blending in.
They're blending in. That's correct. Thanks. Good question.
Yeah, it is a good question.
Good question.
So what's coming up next for you? What do you got planned?
I want to do a lot of the. I want to go to some of the conventions. I want to do the meet and greet. I want to meet people.
Wouldn't even know where to start, where to go. I'll have to do some research. I'd love to do that too.
Yeah,
I
I'd
think it
love
would
to
be
go.
fascinating.
Well, I told you when we was up in Folk, they had a thing going on up there, and I met William Lunsford.
Okay.
He cohort. Yeah, he worked with Duke.
Mm-hmm.
He came up to me and he started talking to me. Very, very, very nice gentleman. Then I met the guy who played Boggy Creek Monster, who is related to the Crabtrees, Keith Crabtree. I love him too. Good soul.
Somebody just asked, "Does your family go squatching too, or where did it go?" A Wonder Woman says, "Does your family go researching too?"
No, but you know what? Mom and Dad like to watch the shows on TV. My mom is like kind of like bedridden, so she can't
Sure.
really get up and walk anymore. And my dad would do circles around me, but I don't think my dad would want to go in the woods. He'd rather be far. But he believes that they're out there. He's
Well,
done seen he's
you
done
have their
seen
support.
UFOs. Yeah, he's done seen a couple of UFOs. My dad's found a weird footprint when he went hunting. It was like a three toed
Mm-hmm.
thing, but it didn't have. It was like this. It was like three toes. Like I said, my dad's done seen a ghost. My dad's done seen something evil in the mirror. He used to play with this little boy that was in New Orleans, and the mama was into voodoo, and my dad went to go play marbles with the little boy, and come turn around, the little boy wasn't there that day. Dad knocked on the door. The daddy answered and said he's not coming out for a while. His mama, she was the evil woman. So my dad was young. So he went back over there and knocked on the door again. And he was at the screen door was the only door that was open. The front door was wide open. So my dad went out there and to go play marbles with him, and he walked back in the room. He was calling for the little boy, and he wound up looking in the mirror. He saw something. He was laughing at him. They took out of that house like a bat out of hell.
Hmm.
He never walked around. Never walked around that block of that house ever again. I can tell you that.
You said but your dad's also seen UFOs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my
He's talking about
dad has also.
something weird. It was orange, cylinder shape. I've seen a light, a big bright light, just move slow and then stop and then take off. I was actually on the phone with a friend, talking on Messenger when he's like, "What are you looking at?" I'm like, "Look at this light." I put the phone down and I looked, and that's when it was going.
Hmm. Yeah, I've never had any UFO experiences. Squatching Cowboy says, "Mogs, you're an AZ, right?" Yeah, yeah, man. And Mr. Lee 3PO, when are you going to get your dad to talk about his encounter with UFOs? Soon, I hope. My dad has to have surgery in 2 days. He's having
Ooh,
open heart surgery.
I'm sorry. I'll be
So,
praying for him.
yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'm praying for him as well.
What's your dad's
Um,
name?
Russell,
Russell?
I'm a junior.
Okay. Okay, Russell and Russell Jr. Okay.
So yeah, but yeah, I want to get him to tell his story, his UFO story.
That would be cool.
It's pretty interesting. Mokes? No. Overbuilt. No, I didn't get a new truck. What are you talking about? Oh, the truck stop white wolf picture behind me. It's from a calendar, Megan. Hold on. Question, Mokes, can you show us your new truck stop white wolf picture behind you? You need to get that tattooed on your chest with your sister's name on it.
That's funny.
No, actually, it's a calendar. That was a gift. It was a wolf calendar. But it's pretty funny. Hold on a second.
Go ahead.
My battery's low.
I said mine died.
Nada. Thank you so much. I got those links. I'll check that out after the show. Yeah, I don't even know where the hell my plug is for my phone. It's at 15%. It should last. Not that I'm using it.
Oh.
Dwayne Ayers asked, have you ever experienced these Bigfoot creatures in your home? Not in the home. Well, that's the question, but...
No.
Oh, yeah. Mokes, you got a new truck. Cool beans. No, I didn't, dude.
Vroom, vroom.
Let's see. Do you ever play music?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I play I like Disturbed. I play dance music.
Silver Selvin Wolf Moon, have you ever tried playing different types of music to see how they would react to it?
No, I haven't tried that part of it, but me and Scott, when we did some scouting, we actually played some Indian music, and it made the vibration feel a lot lovely. Does that make sense? It's like it put it into a nice tone, the area.
Yeah, I've heard stories that they don't like Led Zeppelin and they don't like, the heavier stuff.
No, they like from my understanding, they like the Indian music.
The flute music?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that.
Good question, though.
Yeah, it was. Who did I just see? Oh, Squatching Cowboy said he was there, I guess, when the Phoenix Lights occurred.
Really?
Yeah. Nada says, I hope that I never see another UFO as long as I live. Apparently
I'm not into the UFOs. I'd be running with Sasquatch. I'd be trying to hide in the woods.
Yeah, they don't. I don't know. I don't have that interest in them either. That's weird.
Yeah, I'm not alienatized. I'm Sasquatch ride.
My name is Kristi, and I'm a Squatchaholic. Hi, Kristi.
How many years have you been squatching? 2. Let's talk about it. But guess what? My name is Daryl.
That's my other brother, Daryl.
Oh my goodness.
Armando, sorry, buddy. Armando asks, any missing time? Have you ever had missing time?
No, I haven't had that yet. But I've heard several people talk about that.
Oh, Nada says, I did not have a choice. I'm assuming there was an abduction.
Ooh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's my assumption.
Just like I said,
we're here for you, Nada. You know that.
Like I say, there's good and evil in everything that walks this earth. There's good squatches, there's bad squatches. There's good people, there's bad people. There's, angels, there's evil,
Sure.
It's inevitable. Unfortunately, that's why I say, but if people want to experience Sasquatch, you need to approach it with a different technique. Don't go, I'm going Squatch and I'm going to look for them. Don't do that, because you'll never get ahead. Go sit out in the woods. Make a fire. Be amongst friends, or if you're by yourself, which I don't recommend, but, hang out. Let them come check you out. Let them be curious.
And that's what I keep hearing is you're not going to go out and find them. They're going to find you.
Exactly. They have
sorry. No, not an abduction, but I saw many, many UFOs in Phoenix. Okay,
Ooh.
Thanks for clarifying that.
Area 51.
Didn't mean to cut you off like that. Sorry.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine. But like I said, you take it into consideration. You need to have respect. You need to have an open mind. Love for things, and if you want to have that interaction, that's how you do it.
Sure.
It's common sense.
Well, like you said, it's about intent.
Right.
And they'll sense that.
Yeah, they'll pick that up right away. They know exactly, and not all the time, but a percentage. Even if you are a good person and you step out into the woods, and everybody says it's like their backyard, it's like their home. You don't want somebody coming into your house. You might be too close to their children, whether you're good or not. And if they don't want you there, they will let you know. They will scare the living shit out of you.
No doubt.
They will do whatever it takes to get your ass out of their house to protect their kids, just like we do.
Iron Dogger asks, why do some come to people and others avoid people? Their age or...
Like I said, it's the intent. They choose, who they decipher, they want to interact with. You could probably be the best person in the world. You're lacking something.
Sure.
And not everybody is angels, but it's who they choose. They want to decipher. Interact with. And like I said, yeah, he's right.
No, absolutely. In other words, get off your ass and go get out there.
You have to go in the woods. Even if you walk on a road, they'll get a sense of you being out there. They know.
Yeah, we don't have forests here. Well, at higher elevations we do, but like where I'm at, we have the river runs through my town, and it's a heavy riparian area. So that's where we got the trees and the food source, and so there are areas to explore here. But it's pretty confined an area. Otherwise, we have a lot of open desert between like here and the next water source over in like Sedona.
Mm-hmm.
So there's some pretty cool areas here. It's not like just walking down the road by you.
Yeah, exactly.
But, there's forest everywhere. Until you get up into the high country, you're not dealing with forest here.
We got swamps. We got quicksand.
What's up, Livewire? Good to see you. You got quicksand down there?
Oh yeah, swamps.
Damn.
Let me tell you something. A couple people ask me, "Have you ever gone looking for the Honey Island Swamp Monster?" For one, I've been out in the swamps. It's beautiful, but it's also a wicked place. I don't. I am not unless there's a group of people that are gonna go. I will step foot into the Honey Island swamps. That I had found. I listened to a story about the Honey Island swamp monster, and people confuse it with the Rougarou. The Rougarou is Dogman, werewolf, whatever. It's not Sasquatch. You know. This being has 3 toes, and the story that I heard, it had a face like a Sasquatch. It smelled really bad. And from learning from what Duke has told me certain things, I think this thing is called something of like a gugwi, which is not a good thing.
No.
So
the face stealers or the face eaters.
Face eater.
Or, yeah.
Face eater, yes. Yes. But he must be out there a long time, so I don't know. I haven't really did research on this yet, how many people have gone missing here.
Sure.
So, that's the kind of stuff that I don't look for and I don't want to look for.
I was just going to say, that's a can of worms you might not want to open.
No.
Michael Miller says, you just mentioned 3 toes. I found Prince in PA with 3 toes.
Yes.
I just listened to a whole thing about Pennsylvania Bigfoot and about a lot of 3-toed sightings there in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, so to me, people say that they could be incest, and that could be like an inbred thing, and some possibly but these other beings that are not Sasquatch, 3 toes is not. If it's got 5 toes, okay.
Real Dill wants to know, Kristi, have you seen evidence of little people?
Yes, I did. Like me. I'm sorry, I'm making a joke. No, I haven't.
Don't apologize for that.
No, I haven't. I haven't seen no evidence of little people.
Okay.
I heard those were little nasty things, They're not good.
Yeah, I hear different different stories about that. Bigfoot Encrypted says, I think PA has hybrid-like beings.
Well, I don't know.
Yes, Livewire, I did get new headphones. My other earbuds shit the bed. So, yeah, I'm not used to these because I had to get a new microphone and new headphones.
I'm talking to my computer. I need to get me a microphone.
You need to get what?
I gotta get me a microphone. I'm talking through my computer.
Yeah, I had one and I dropped it, or I know I dropped it, but it it had like a selector knob for like 4 different positions and it was great, but it stopped working. So this one I got is actually it's the same brand. It's called it's by Blue.
It sounds good.
But this one doesn't plug like the other microphone I could plug my headphones into.
Mm-hmm.
This one I have to go through my computer.
Oh.
And it's weird because like I hear you through, the headphones, but I can't hear myself. Like I just hear my normal speaking. It doesn't come through here. Before with the other microphone, I could hear myself talk.
Yeah. Anyway.
Well,
I got these cheap little headsets, just to cover the noise.
Sandra Pink, thank you so much. Good night. Thanks for stopping in tonight. Big Rob, what's going on?
Hey, that's Big Rob.
All right, where are we at? Well, if you guys have more questions, feel free. to post them?
As more and more goes on, I will have more stuff.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to anything
You
you
know,
got in the future, right? Because I dig your whole attitude. It's you're this no bullshit kind of girl who's willing to get out there and get dirt under her nails
oh, of
and
course.
do what has to be done. That's awesome.
You ought to see me at work. Huh? I get
I think
greased
I
and all
have
that thing. Yeah, yeah. You see me
pushed
when
the
I'm.
pushed the wrong button and
Oh, of course. Picking up heavy batteries. Yeah, I'm. It's a question for everybody. You know, whether somebody comes across the truth of them, and like I told you, I don't need proof. I don't need evidence. I don't care what other people think or what the world wants. And you know, there, I know that they exist. I've experienced several things, and I think I have many more to come. But I don't need to prove their existence to nobody.
Well, that's what I said to you earlier. I said the same thing as I have nothing to prove to anybody. I just
No,
want to experience it for myself.
yeah, and you probably will. You just gotta have patience, and you have sometimes time is a thing in trust,
Sure.
But each person. eh, let me reiterate this. Everybody's different, and like I said, they have their own opinions. They have their own references on things. If people would sit back and look at it and say to themselves, now it's if they had a massive encounter or if they had a good encounter. Why do you want to prove their existence? Why? It's not going to make a bit of difference in the world whether they're here or whether they're not here. Just like anybody else in the world, you're here for a short time and then you're gone.
True.
You know, it's not about the glory. It's not about anything else. It's about, you know, if you had that experience, if you had that encounter, take that with you. Just leave it at that.
Sure. There's no
Why?
reason
Why?
to.
Yeah. Why do we have to prove it?
I don't know. I just think people want it recognized as a species, and
But that's the
categorized and
thing.
poked and prodded and controlled.
And, and it shouldn't be. And they're
No.
not. And they're not species. They're just like people. I listen to a lot of the stories. I don't know. You heard Dixie Cricket stories
Absolutely.
too. I
Absolutely.
listen to a lot of those. Listen to the news from people, and you know, I think about it, and I'm like, this is how it should be. People have their encounters and just talk about it.
Absolutely.
Get with people on the same level, and just leave it be.
Well, the other thing is people want proof. People are just just
They're
because
not going to get it.
just because you say it exists, people aren't going to take your word for it. People want proof. I believe you. But you know what I mean.
Oh yeah,
So
oh
what
yeah.
people are. People want their verifications from their sightings. Iron Dogger is correct.
Well, guess what? People want, but they don't always get what they want.
Put want in one hand and shit in the other and see which one fills up first.
I like that persona. Well, let's put it this way, and I'll say this. If you're walking in the woods and you see a 9-foot hairy thing walk out in front of you, how much verification do you need?
True.
And the ones that come across the smell. Oh, here's another thing that we need to talk about: the smell. When I was with Patrick in one of our areas, we smelled a smell that smelled like stale deer piss and musky.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other place where I go, they smell musky, but not a stinky musky. It smelled like underarm, you know, but not too bad. But then I also smelled a pissy smell, like a urine factory.
Sure. That heavy ammonia smell.
Exactly. So three different types of smells in three different areas. And I feel sorry for the people who run across the ones that really stink. Because my sense of smell is so good that I can pick up anything. Like I can smell when a gnat farts across the room.
That would get annoying. What the hell is that?
Was that you?
It's funny when my dogs do it. I'm like, oh, come on, guys.
I know.
They smell like bear, says Iron Dogger. Never smelt a bear. I mean,
I've seen a bear at the zoo, but I've never smelled one. Now I did smell like elephants and stuff. I grew up around horses. I know what horses and cows smell like. You know, it's not a pleasant smell, but you learn to intake that smell as you go on horseback riding.
That's right, Mike. I will blame it on the dogs.
I smelled the skunk before.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then, you know, and here's a good thing for you too. In that same area where I had put the honey bun and took a picture, when I was younger, my friends born had chickens and guinea hens. Guinea hens are like warning devices. They will let you know if something comes up to the area. They sound off an alarm. These things, they go kerbuck, 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 kerbuck. I mean, they get loud. And there were several nights that them things went off. We had to go outside and tried to see who was trying to, mess with them. We found a piece of chicken wire with a hole that started out like this, and then it opened up to that big. So something was stealing the chickens, and killing them because they had chicken feathers on the ground. But this one night, we had a skunk chewing on some chicken bones that we had, they had fried chicken and stuff, and we threw the bones out because when you come off the porch, they had a pine tree, and we threw the chicken bones right there, and we seen crunching on a bone. I must have done thing. We don't shoot it, chase it. Oh no! But they tried and killed it. Well, what they did was they picked it up with a shovel, and they brought it to the inner part of the fence line, which was a barbed wire, so nothing could get into the fence line on our side, and because it was high fence, it was high. It was higher than me. So the next morning, we went back out to go see the body. He was going to bury it. Well, the body was gone of the skunk.
Huh.
So that's another thing that makes me wonder if they took it, I don't know if they eat skunk, but I know they like deer. I know they like hogs.
Sure. Javier, what's up, man? Cryptid 559's in the house.
Good hey, what's up, Cryptid?
What else?
But like I said, I want to do more exploring. So I'm hoping to get back up and running soon. I miss the expeditions, and there's a couple of people that I'm going to go on expeditions with, and to put the gift into motion with them.
Sure.
The several dreams that I told you, the situation with my boyfriend, with the boat and all, with him riding in the boat. Remember me telling you about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, saying, I told him, I said, I dream about your dad, and I never met this man. Not that he died before I even got hooked up with him. And then I turned around and his dad said, "Don't ride in the boat." And I told him, "Don't go get in the boat," because we was going to a boat show. And of course, he gets the boat, and the boat throws something. They were doing 120 miles an hour, and the boat hooked a hard left, and they both hit the thing, and the boat almost overturned, but it didn't, thank God. So yeah, there's so much.
People don't listen.
There's so many things that I
You
could
know,
say.
you gave them a heads up. I mean,
Yeah,
that was a premonition from a dream. That's impressive.
yeah. And that's not the first time I've had stuff like that happen. I even with Patrick one day when he was coming in on an expedition, and I told Scott, I said, "Remember the word blue," and he's like, "What?" I'm like, "Just remember blue," and he said, "What? Patrick's wearing a blue shirt?" I said, "Yeah." So when we met up with him, he gets out of the truck, and you should have seen Scott's face.
Yeah, you showed me that text how you know what people are wearing me from
Yeah, I just have a weird connection. I just other things along with that.
Well,
Weird.
yeah. We're almost at 2 hour mark.
Yes.
I want to, thank you so much for coming on tonight.
No
Definitely will have
problem.
you back on. As you do those new expeditions and get out there and explore, I definitely want to hear more about it.
Oh, I will. I'll let you know, and I'll send you pictures.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Um, just looking, I'm glancing through chat real quick.
To see if there's any other questions. And like I said, I apologize if I can't see anybody in the chat room. And I appreciate you spending the time with us and listening to most of my experiences. I haven't got into all the details of everything that we had experienced. For another time,
Absolutely.
make that a part two.
Look forward to it. But again, thank you so much, Kristi. It's been a pleasure. I think everybody really enjoyed themselves tonight. I hope they did. It was great to see everybody tonight. I'm going to throw you backstage if you want to say goodnight to everybody.
Yes. Okay, and I'll hang on with you.
Yeah, I'll be just a minute.
Okay.
Right
Well,
on.
everybody, y'all have a wonderful night, and thank you for coming. Appreciate y'all. May each and every one of y'all stay blessed and have a good holiday with a better next year for everybody.
Absolutely.
And
All
for
right.
your dad as well. And for
Amen to that. Thank you.
you welcome.
All right. I'll see you in a minute. Well, guys, I thought that was an awesome show. Ugh, not used to those damn cans. My ears are like flat. Um, yeah, guys, that was an awesome show. I hope you guys, like I said, I hope you enjoyed it. I want to thank everybody for showing up tonight. You guys are amazing, and thank you to everybody as far as my mods, Big Rob, Cashew, Real Dill, everybody. You guys are. Did I make you a mod? Um, Bell Prepper, thank you. You guys are amazing. Um, Yes, I know Dill is a mod. I'm not. I can't see. I don't have YouTube, so I can't see who's a mod on this end. I know I have mods, but so I handed out a few too many wrenches one night. But listen, guys, I want to thank you again for showing up. And if you like the video, hit the like, subscribe. If you're new, feel free to subscribe. And the comments, leave comments. You guys. It's funny. I get a lot of comments that are just off the hook awesome, and you'll see Cashew jumping in there and she'll turn a comment into a chat room. So you'll see a lot of comments in my shows. So anyway, I'm babbling. I do that. All right, guys. Thank you again. And the other thing I wanted to mention is make sure you hit that notification button, that bell, because I hear a lot of people aren't getting notified. So make sure you do that so that you do get notified. All right, guys. I will see you this what's today? Tuesday? Thursday. So far, no guests. We might just kick back and see what happens. All right, or I'll see what I can come up with. All right, guys. Peace and God bless, and I will see you soon. Good night.